Good day everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Build a Nation of Hungary save with the Pushcash Academy. Let's go straight into it. So as you can see, we are on the 3rd of September and we've made some progress from last season. There has been some movement in the transfer market now, albeit let's get our expectations sorted out here. There are going to be no massive millions and millions of pounds being spent here. It is still the Hungarian league after all, so you have to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing, and to be fair, I didn't actually bring that many players in. If I load up the transfer history and go back to last season before the tick over, I brought in 2 players. So Francisco Apaloza, or Apaulatza, is a 29-year-old target forward. I thought I just wanted to strengthen that forward line, give Andras Nemeth a little bit of a backup. He's got great work rate, very physical sort of striker, so I'm hoping he's going to add something a little bit different for us in the league. And then on top of that, go back again, I brought in another goalkeeper because my goalkeeper is frankly old and probably only got another season left in him. So I wanted to get somebody in to perhaps replace him, and I thought now is the time. He's coming as a backup, but I think he's going to be my first choice. And with an anticipation of 16, decent physicals and mentals to add to it, but good technicals as well for a 24-year-old goalkeeper, Petar Zovko from Bosnia. It's actually pretty decent. And again, really hard to find a good goalkeeper. So, but then obviously on top of that, there were some sales that went through. Zorad Nagy, Favorov, have all gone for really small amounts of money. And then we come over to, after that, Damian Hristov has come in on a free transfer. He's another goalkeeper. I wanted goalkeepers more than anything else because they're really hard to find. And Damian Hristov, the Bulgarian 23-year-old, comes in as another backup goalkeeper. I think in the long term, it's going to be Zovko in goal and Hristov, that's going to be the backup. Great physicals and mentals. Technicals not as good as Zovko, but still very capable goalkeeper. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out because I'm not pinning anybody in. Then on top of that, we made another, £81,000 from player sales. Coley is gone, plus a few of the other players who were old. I wanted to start a rejuvenating squad. And speaking of the squad, let's have a quick look at it. So here's the squad, and at the moment, it's looking pretty stacked out. I've got 23 players in there. We do have a bid going in for one player who's probably going to leave, so it leaves me with a squad of 22. Quite happy with that. At the start of the season we've had, Vermeer has got 7 goals in 12 games. Nemeth has got 4 and 3. 3 goals from Nisler. Palko Dardai has got 3 and 3 because our fixture list has been packed. Pretty darn packed. We've had friendlies, we've had testimonials, we've had Champions League qualifiers, which amazingly we got past Maccabi Tel Aviv. Then we faced Dynamo Kiev and we drew 0-0 away, and then we got battered at home 4-2. And I thought, you know what, okay, Champions League is going to be way above our level at the moment as it is. We faced Union Saint-Gilloise in the Europa League qualifiers. We drew 2-2 at home and then got battered in Belgium 7-2. And then we're in the Conference League. Actually thinking about it, the Conference League is probably just about our level at the moment. On top of that, we've taken a loss in the league. We've also won a few games. So all in all, it's not too bad. And the way I look at it is we're going to roll into the highlights now for season number 2. Try and build on that first league title that we won last season. I would like to get a Hungarian Cup as well to make it a domestic double. And in the Conference League, well, let's just give it a good shot and see how things get on. Join me in a few seconds after the highlights to see how we do get on. I'll see you guys in a few seconds. What a season it's been. Pushcash Academy, a rollercoaster ride through Europe and beyond. We kicked off in style. Wins everywhere, beating Maccabi Tel Aviv to storm into Europe's spotlight. Then a gritty draw away sealed the deal. The early league form, on fire. Wins versus Vasas, Győr and Zakvar had us flying. But Dynamo Kiev? Yeah, they hit us hard, with a harsh reminder we're not kings of the continent just yet. Then came the grind. A couple of draws and a few losses, but we rallied. Yergizhaza, Diosgyőr and Győr all brushed aside. The Conference League brought heartbreak against Midtjylland and Osijek, but the lads never folded. December hit and boom, we're back to form. Vasas beaten, MTK handled, but Brentford and Atalanta humbled us. Into 2027 and the charge continued. January tune-ups and February wins, Kishvarda, Ujpest and Rakos Menti, all victims to our growing momentum. March and April, domination mode. Soysalo and Nemeth tearing defences apart, goals flying in left and right. Semi-final heartbreak in the Hungarian Cup versus Ferencváros saw us knocked out. But the run-in was ruthless. 4-1 wins, away scalps and statement victories. By May, Pushkas weren't just competing, we were commanding. From the Champions League heartbreak to domestic dominance, this team is evolving into a Hungarian powerhouse. Well, as it goes, I'm actually really happy with that season. I'm very, very happy with that indeed. So, with the league, we actually, before I go into the actual league table, I did notice something crop up here. We actually did set the points total record for this season. 80 points is a new record for the Hungarian league. Very, very happy with that. The league table, obviously we are top. Clear of Ferencváros by 8 points. Winning most of our games, only losing 5. Can't really complain at that. A goal difference of 36. Not as many goals scored as I thought there would be. Need to score more. That's what I'm hoping for next season. I need to adjust the attacking talent, I think, a little bit in our team. But on top of that as well, obviously we did have the Hungarian Cup where we got beat by Ferencváros in the semi-finals and they went on to the final and won it quite comfortably 3-0. That's disappointing. The other disappointing thing of the season for me is the Conference League. We got knocked out in the league phase. And even though our fixtures weren't too kind for us, the fact that we only won 1 and we lost 5 and we finished right down at the bottom here, I'm not happy with that at all. Really am not happy with that. So, European improvements are needed. Now, the fact is that we are going to go into the not the Conference League, the Champions League again, qualifiers for next season. So we definitely need to improve if we're going to consistently try and stay in there. But squad-wise as well, goals, Nemeth, 24 and 3 assists, 14 and 12 from Dardai. Famea, 10 and 6, 10 and 7 from Soysalo, which is interesting, 9 and 2 from Nisila, 7 and 10 from Moshi Semel, 15 assists from Maseras at right back, which is pretty decent. So overall, domestically, the players are performing. But it's the ones that aren't performing in Europe that's a little bit of a concern, to say the least. But on top of that as well, we did have our youth intake, which I'm going to show you now, because our under-19s team, if I get it sorted out by potential, look at these players. It is on the thumbnail. We have some very, very high potential players. Mark Toth being an attacking midfielder. Doesn't look too much at 15, but I think he could definitely progress. He's got good determination with a fairly professional personality, which is decent. Zolt Zilvasi is another attacking midfielder slash striker. Him I'm not so convinced with on the potential ability, but he's another one who I could end up giving a little bit of game time to. Rarash Filipash. Brave. Very brave. Strong striker. Fairly loyal. Decent acceleration. No strength whatsoever. Teamwork and work rate, yeah, not so good. I'm dubious about this one as well, being a 5-star potential, but the fact that he has 13, 14 and 14 for his finishing, first touch and technique, I think makes him stand out above the rest a little bit. Then Tibor Erdilai is a centre-back who I think actually could become a very, very good centre-back for us. He's got everything that I would expect an 18-year-old to have, but he's only 15, so he is definitely someone to keep a lookout for. And finally, the last 5-star potential player we got, there are a couple of 4.5-star as well. A goalkeeper, Moldovan. Milan Christoph Kondor is another centre-back who, again, physically, utterly abysmal, but very much just a hoof it, lump it up top clearance centre-back style. And then Mario Kirla, Romanian centre-back, again, I don't think is as good as Erdilai, I personally think. But a few of these players are definitely, well, I say definitely, more than likely going to show up by, I would say, probably Season 4. I'm going to start giving some game time to some of these youth players. I want to invest a little bit more in the youth and start progressing these players. Because in the end, I need to give them game time, build up their value so I can sell them on and bring in better players, as well as bringing through the next batch of the youth players. And this squad is stacked. I've got 22 in my under-19s, and in my second team I've got 17 players as well, so got quite a lot of players. And then obviously transfer market wise as well, I've got 3.5 million in the bank. Okay, the wage budget's not so good, but I will be moving players on. And there's definitely a few players in here that I think I could use to boost our European prospects, to say the least. There we have it, guys. That is the end of the second episode of Building a Nation with Hungary. I am not going to check anything on the Hungarian scale until, or how the national team is doing, probably until about season 5. That's when I think some of the players will start coming through into the Hungarian national side. But also, I am not overly concentrating on anything league-wise, like propelling the league up in the European rankings until about season 5 again. So at the moment, these first few seasons are just about building up the reputation, bringing in the players, and making sure that we're consistently winning the league and winning the Hungarian Cup. That one is still eluding us, but it will come. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.